for the next couple of hours, and it should be a good one. You are not going to want to miss. The field tightening things up. Who's going to win it? How's it going to be done? We are going to find out in the next 90 minutes to 2 hours. Race fans, strap in, hold on tight. These men are about to turn them loose and drop the sledgehammer. It is show time at Lanier. Off of corner number 2 for the first time today, it's Luke Turpin in the lead. Octavio Rondeletto second. Matt Bear stuck on the inside with Jordan Babinger looking on the bottom. And Brandon Varney gets turned off at turn 4. Varney goes around. That should not bring the yellow flag out. But Brandon Varney, who won heat number 1 earlier yesterday, is already in trouble. Oh, and he's mad. He is mad at Trevor Birchmeyer. Indeed, and his chat's been disabled early on.
Definitely not the way he wanted to start this race. Brandon Varney has had some good runs lately. He's been coming up through the field in the points, but this is not the way he wanted this night to go. Hopefully he can get some positions recovered before this thing is over.
Battle for 4th position going on down here. It's Tyler Jalbert and Greg Holes. Holes leading the way in the K2 sauce pack. Jalbert takes away position number 4 from the 61. In front of them, good battle for second. Jordan Babinger, Octavio Rondeletto. Rondeletto peeks down to the bottom. The Brazilian or Argentinian from South America looks inside. They are side by side in a turn number 1 on lap 6.
Yeah, they are pushing awfully hard this early in the race. Looking through the field, there's several guys that have picked up quite a few positions, like Kendrick Cryer, who's already picked up 4 positions in the 15 car. He is starting to work his way up, so always a little surprised to see these guys going this hard this early in a 350-lap race, but guys like Babinger, Jalbert, they've got some points to make up, and they're showing they're going to work for it here tonight.
Biggest mover of the race so far is Aiden Murray in the 25, currently in 29th, started from 37th position. Keep in mind he's got the strike, and he's another driver to watch out for here tonight, Doug, because he had a phenomenal top 3 performance at South Boston.
Yeah, and that was his first ride in that car, too. So to be showing he was that good, and he did the same thing there. He started way in the back and managed to work his way up through the field rather quickly. We'll see if he can do that again here tonight, but obviously off to a really good start in that 25 car.
Tyler Jalbert all over the rear bumper of Jordan Babinger here for the final podium spot early on. Jalbert a better exit compared to Babinger. Jalbert takes a peek to the inside. He's got the bumper underneath. Babinger has to give him room. Keep in mind, this was talked about in the drivers' meeting, that yellow line. You would think you wouldn't be allowed to go down below because it's the apron. Aaron Hillebush, president of XCAL Racing, told these drivers, go down it. There are no track limits, even though pit road may be glitchy. You are free to go down wherever you want.
That's a bit of a surprise, but at this track, you want to use that apron, especially as tires start to wear. If you can get your left sides down there, it'll help you rotate through the middle of the corner. That could be huge for somebody trying to save tires and having some handling issues, trying to hold on to a position. We'll have to see how often that comes into play here tonight.
We should share you this, too, by the way. Kenny Tripp. Now, I'm not sure if he missed the start or not. I think he missed the start of the race, so he was not able to start on pole. I think he probably wanted to start in the back of the pack, Doug. We saw Jeremy Leto do that last week at Concord, and that kind of helped him out a little bit, pick up a few spots.
Yeah, that's if it was an intentional decision to start back in the back, that'll be an interesting situation as the night goes on. We'll have to wait and see how it plays out.
Drivers are already dealing with lap traffic here. You see Octavio Rondeletto going by. That's the 062 of John Brancaccio. We look at the battle for 3rd position. You've got Tyler Jalbert and Greg Holtz duking at it for 3rd. Matt Beer, Jordan Babinger battling for 5th position. Babinger and Tripp, that was a story we were watching in heat number 4, a little bit closer, I should say heat 3, because Kenny Tripp was fading back a lot. Tyler McRae was in front of Kenny Tripp in the battle for 5th, and Jordan Babinger, McRae's teammate, was behind Kenny Tripp at the white flag. Jordan Babinger moved him out of the way, but Babinger said, I apologize for it. I thought for a moment it was just team decisions to try and help McRae secure that final spot.
Interesting to have that happening, but it's good to know that everybody is out there working as a team, and there was a lot of patience during the heat races when you wouldn't expect a lot of.
Oh, we got to spin in turn 2 in front of Luke Turpin, and that involves Alejandro Gregorio Emiliano Dorso. No yellow flag is out. We stay green, but a tough break for those two drivers. That's what I have that crash. Everything else looks good to me. The spin occurred in turn number 2. Turpin didn't even stay off the gas. He was full throttle throughout turn number 2.
Yeah, looking at this again, as they go down in the corner, it looks like the 21 got on the brakes too hard, just got a little bit loose, and the 78 just caught him right there. But unlucky break that sends them both back quite a few positions, but we'll see. I imagine those two drivers can make it up fairly quickly.
Luke Turpin, by the way, his gap has closed down a little bit. Octavio Rondeletto a little bit faster from time to time. Gap now down to 0.6 of a second, comparing the last lap amongst each other. Octavio Rondeletto was faster by nearly a tenth, closing the gap on Luke Turpin. He's dealing with slow traffic. That's Robert Colgan he's going by in the number 7 machine. Colgan, by the way, a good race last week at Concord, finishing inside the top 10. Not a lot of drivers were happy at him, though, probably because of how slow he was on the track. And now Rondeletto works on him, and we got the yellow flag is out. First yellow of the day is out, and it's for Sean Andrews in the 23 and Gregorio Emiliano Dorso in the 78. Stopped there. Colgan nearly got into him. I'm going to try and scroll up here if I can and look at the replay and see what brought the yellow flag out. Oh, that could be on the 22 of Sean Patrick, because he hooked the 23 of Sean Andrews, and then Dorso was just an innocent bystander there with nowhere to go. He was trying to save the car, and then Chase Johnson moved up and put him in the attenuator. So, Doug, I would not be surprised if possibly 2 penalties would go down here. Number 1, Sean Patrick for hooking the 23 of Sean Andrews, and then Chase Johnson. I know he's trying to control his race car, but he pretty much moved Dorso up the track and forced him into that attenuator.
Yeah, that's a bit of a crazy situation. We'll have to see how things play out there. And it's worth noting, while we are under caution, that XCAL not only out here racing tonight, but the money that you guys are raising for St. Jude's this month.
Absolutely. Let's talk about that right now while we are at it under the yellow flag. XCAL Racing has launched its 2021 St. Jude Children's Research Hospital Play Live campaign with the goal of raising $1,000. To keep things in the XCAL spirit, we will send a virtual FU sticker to childhood cancer for each $5 raised. We have raised $1,055, so keep up the good work. Overall, St. Jude's Play Live campaign for 2021 has raised over $800,000 as they try to reach a $4 million goal.
Actually, let me update that number. Petey told me earlier they was up to 1,140 as of right before the race went green. So obviously everybody in the league contributing, everybody helping out, and great job by all.
So the black flag here goes to Gregorio Emiliano Dorso, Robert Colgan, Chris Spangler, Jose Gaudino get the wave around. They were the first 3 drivers a lap down, so they get waved around. Yellows are still being extended as of right now. Let's see if they're going to extend it one more time.
Looks like the lights are out now. Nope, they just came back on. One more lap.
While we are at it, the XCAL All-Star Race is coming to Virtual Michigan International Speedway next week. The top 20 in XCAL points, plus all pole and feature event winners, will duke it out for cash and a butt kicker game or 2. It starts with the Open Monday with the winner transferring in, plus 2 fan vote winners, which open this Thursday. The feature on Tuesday with 3 25-lap segments, caution laps not counting. That's going to be a good one. Let's reset the field for you as we go back to green. Luke Turpin, Tyler Jalbert, row 1. Jordan Babinger, Greg Holes, row 2. Mike Stoddard, Austin Edwards, row 3. Patrick Sullivan, Trevor Birchmeyer, row 4. Kendrick Cryer, Tyler Batchelder, row 5. We can tell you, by the way, Octavio Rondeletto, Matt Bear, they pitted under the last yellow. We are back to green here in Lanier, first restart of the day, and Jalbert is pulled even with Luke Turpin in the battle for the race lead down the back.
Going off into turn 3, they are still side by side, but that Luke Turpin being up there, he's able to run that middle line, carry more momentum off, but or Tyler Jalbert, but Luke Turpin holds it down low, and now Jalbert's going to look to the inside. He's got the nose in there going into 3.
Nice crossover there by the weapon, Tyler Jalbert. It's the weapon versus Superman. It's Superman at the start-finish line by a door, but Jalbert's got the shorter way around the racetrack off of corner number 2. Jalbert's got the edge. Turpin outbreaks Jalbert there in turns number 3 and 4. Off of turn 4, you've got a new race leader. Jalbert leads the first lap, his first lap of the day, and that's your first lead change here at Lanier. We had one car in the wall, and that was
Charlie
Beals. Get the
Beals.
looks of it.
Looks like it was Charlie Beals. They were 3 wide through 1 and 2, and looking to see what happened as they got back to the back straightaway, and he got loose. The 86, the car in front of him got loose, and he tried to check up, couldn't do it, and ended up spinning up into the wall.
That's a tough break for Charlie Beals. Charlie Beals, by the way, did not race last week in Concord, missed the show. Started in, as I look at it, the 36th position off of a provisional. Here's the battle for the race lead once again. Tyler Jalbert, Luke Turpin. Meanwhile, Austin Edwards has made his way up to 3rd, and Greg Holes is stuck on top. Here comes Jordan Babinger, but Holes shuts the door and gets to the bottom.
Yeah, that was a good move by Holes. He really sent it off turn 2 as Babinger started looking down low. He managed to just get clear of the nose of Babinger and keeps it out in front. So great driving to hold on to that position by Greg Holes, and a great run for him so far here tonight.
The field has gone single file pretty much after that restart. Jalbert leading, Turpin a car length behind in 2nd, Edwards 3rd, Holes is 4th, Babinger 5th. Stoddard 6th, Sullivan 7th with a nice white scheme. Usually that's a black and purple trim, but I believe he's got that set for the night races, I think possibly with Trading Paints Pro, if I'm correct.
And it's worth noting, while we've got some green flag and everybody's single file, Austin Edwards started in 15th to come to 3rd. Kendrick Cryer started in 19th up to 8th, but some of the biggest movers mid-pack, Aiden Murray continues to be working his way up. He is now up to 18th. Right behind him, Dwayne Robinson has picked up 21 spots to come up to 19th after starting 40th. And Octavio Rondeletto, after pitting, is back in 21st. So he's lost quite a few spots, but we've seen Rondeletto do this quite often where he'll take every opportunity to pit, use some pit strategy later on, and picks up a lot of positions, puts himself in position to win.
Hearing on the radios, John Brancaccio not happy with Jeremy Leto at all as the drivers approaching lap traffic once again. 3 drivers out of the race. It's Brandon Varney from his spin on lap 1, Chase Johnson and Gregorio Dorso from the first yellow of the race. Turpin has closed the gap in just a tiny bit, but he's got to fight off his big adversary, Austin Edwards, looking to go 4 in a row in XCAL competition tonight. Won't be able to take the points lead away from Luke Turpin if he would be able to get the win, but would easily close the gap in.
Yeah, this points battle keeps getting closer and closer every week. I think it's a matter of time, maybe not quite possibly in the next points-paying race, we're going to see some of that happening where they're going to be battling, and every position is going to determine where they end up in the points, so it could shake things up quite a bit.
Getting reports, by the way, that the 28 of Mike Stoddard is blinking on the track, currently running in 6th place for the Stephen Rex DBR team. Having a good run so far, 15th in points coming on in, so the team is locked in. Was locked in for this week. Made it in, though, through the heat races, luckily, as the drivers are working on lap traffic. That's Jeremy Leto stuck on the outside there of Stoddard as he lets these leaders go by. Leto, a normal class act when it comes to the racetrack. Meanwhile, battle for the lead again. 3 drivers put him under a blanket. Tyler Jalbert, better exit there than Luke Turpin off for turn 4. Luke Turpin in second. Austin Edwards in third. Turpin's got to be careful. I don't think he's mirror driving early on, but Edwards is right on his tail. And you could say the same, too, with the 61 of Greg Holtz, even though he's a couple of car lengths behind.
Yeah, Greg Holes will be to their back bumper before long, although Greg Holes seems to be having a handling issue. It looks like when he's in the center of 1 and 2, he drifts up just a little bit. He does not have the same problem in 3 and 4, and he has a really good lap through 3 and 4, but in 1 and 2, he struggles in the middle. Not sure what's going on there, but it looked like he was going to close to the back bumper. Can't quite get there yet.
55 circuits are complete. We work on lap number 56 as Tyler Jalbert continues to lead. He's working on the number 86 that's being driven by Jonathan Brunson, I believe, this weekend here. As I look at my roster, excuse me, that was Charlie Beals, my mistake, who got involved in an accident earlier on after the restart we had. He's fallen back to 31st. Biggest mover in the race so far, Dwayne Robinson in the 14. He's now up 23 spots, soon to be 22 if Matt Bear gets by him. These two, by the way, had a little rivalry going. I'll tell you why. Heat number 2. Oh, there's some contact there in heat number 2. Matt Bear got into Dwayne Robinson, turned Robinson around. Robinson didn't like that. He paid Matt Bear back. XCAL deemed it intentional wrecking, so the situation with Robinson, he's got a strike, he's on an EOL. One more strike, not only does he get disqualified for this race, he gets parked for the next 3 events, so he has to be very careful with how he drives tonight.
Yeah, he's going to have to watch that, but you got to talk about the fact that they are short track racing. Most of these races are occurring under the lights, and tempers do start to flare. You can practically see it coming, see flames coming out of the windows at times. We've seen it a couple of times recently. These guys get really frustrated. Last week we saw it in the last 10 laps. Some guys getting overly aggressive with guys that they felt had wronged them. So
oh boy. 3 wide off of turn 2 with the leaders in that situation. We should mention, too, Austin Edwards was able to get by Luke Turpin for the second position, but that 3 wide, very scary, especially in the leader position. We're nearly 4 wide. Greg Holt's got to be careful. Nearly got into Jose Gaudino. That could have brought out a yellow, and a big one there, possibly. But we're still finding it out. Battle for the race lead. Austin Edwards, Tyler Jalbert. Edwards right on the spoiler of the 04.
And Babinger was on the spoiler of the 86 last time by and gave him a little bit of a love tap through 3 and 4. They are definitely running these things as hard as they possibly can here, but a little bit aggressive here early. And another interesting thing that's going to come into play, these guys set up their crews. Hopefully they've practiced, because when they started the race, the track was all in sunlight. Now a lot of it is in shade, and as it comes tonight, track temperatures are going to cool off. We'll see who has the fastest long-run cars out here.
Jalbert driving for the mainly asphalt racing team. That's definitely started to show improvement, especially teaming up with Sullivan iRacing Motorsports. Remember, Kenny Tripp started on the pole. We can tell you, by the way, that Tripp has made his way. He's in 32nd, by the way, as of right now, as Logan Jones lets the leaders go by. Austin Edwards driving for Paul Coleman Jr. in the K2 Motorsports Racing Machine in second spot. Luke Turpin currently in third, a half second behind the race leader. Good racing by the top 3 so far in this one. Greg Holtz is 4th. 5th spot, Jordan Babinger. 6th, Mike Stoddard. 7th, Patrick Sullivan. And Sullivan's got to run underneath Stoddard there. Close call there in that scenario. We can tell you, by the way, real quick while we were at it, Doug Octavio Rondeletto, who was in second at the time of the first yellow, he pitted under that caution. He is up to 14th.
We've seen the last few weeks, tires, especially on a track like this or like South Boston, tires made a little difference, but not a huge difference. Octavio is just that fast. He has just had a run of bad luck, but he is extraordinarily fast. And even with his bad luck, I'd like to have... Octavio
leaders
slipped.
Get into it. Not the leaders, excuse me, but Chase Johnson in front of Octavio Rondeletto. That checks up the field. And there's the yellow flag, and it's Derek Colson that is spun on the back straightaway. 2 other cars that are involved. I can't tell who
Looks
that
like
is though.
Aiden
But give us the
Murray.
replay.
Aiden Murray gets underneath the 21 and the 5, I think it's the 5 there, and sends all 3 of them around. So we've got the 25, the 5, and I have to see who the other one was. But 3 cars involved just because they were running 3 wide, and we knew this was a potential issue that these guys were going to have. They've been 3 wide all night long back there trying to pick up positions as all the leaders come into pit road.
I think that one's on Colson. He just came completely down on Chase Johnson, that scenario. It accordions the field here. And then Colson comes down in front of Hendren and Murray. And then there goes the 25, a fast car from Aiden Murray. That's a very unfortunate circumstances. Everyone is down pit road for their first stop of the day. Jordan Babinger, I believe, stayed out. Same with Patrick Sullivan, Tyler Batchelder.
And Rondoletto.
Octavio Rondoletto stayed out too in 4th. Matt Bear in 5th. So we're watching the drivers that are in pit road. We are watching their pit times here closely.
And this is a really strange pit road for these guys, and it makes it, you've got to pit under caution. If you pit under green, you're losing at least 3 laps here. I mean, it's a 30-mile-an-hour pit road, and now Octavio Rondoletto, Tyler Batchelder, Patrick Sullivan, and Jordan Babinger now on pit road, as Jose Gaudino looks like he came off pit road first.
As everyone exits pit road, we will step aside. Stay with us. It's the Sim Racer Coin 350 from Lanier. Stay with us. Welcome back here to Lanier National Speedway underneath the second caution for an accident that involved Derek Colson, Aiden Murray, and others. We're going to see if we can try and talk with Aiden Murray, but we do not think that he is, in the chat as we speak. We'll try and get Derek Colson here in a moment, but first, Butt Kicker, known for their transducers, including the Gamer 2, that adds instant immersion to any game. Unlike a subwoofer that moves air, Butt Kicker products move actual mass, producing a haptic immersion that's powerful and accurate. The winning driver of the 2021 All-Star Race will receive a Gamer 2 unit, as well as additional awards throughout the year, such as the championship-winning car owner and 2 special events. Use code XCAL20, all one word, to save 20% now through the end of the year at www.thebuttkicker.com. So just recapping what happened underneath the yellow. The black flag goes to our Hendren. Austin Edwards we have as the only one that's waved around the pace car. But race control is still figuring this out.
Looks like scoring got a little bit wonky when they waved Austin around. Tyler Gilbert should assume the lead. Octavio Rondoletto, I believe, should be second. We'll have to wait and see how things play out here, though.
That will normally happen when it comes to iRacing and stuff like that. Let's see if we can get a word here with Derek Colson after what happened. Give us one moment here. And having some technical difficulties that we cannot bring him in. We are going green this time. Reset the field here for you as 82 laps are complete. Austin Edwards, Tyler Jalbert in row 1, Octavio Rondoletto, Travis Sukup row 2, Luke Turpin, Greg Holes row 3, Mike Stoddard, Trevor Birchmeyer, row 4. Tyler McRae, Shane Briggs, row 5. We are back to green here at Lanier.
And an interesting situation. We saw this at Southern National where the green flag dropped. Not everybody had gotten packed up nice and neat. So we've got the leaders right to the back bumper of the lap cars, and it's going to make for some interesting battling here. Austin Edwards currently still being scored in the lead with Jailbert and Rondoletto. He went ahead and pit again. We'll have to see how that played out. I thought he was going to stay out. Hadn't been out that long, but he tends to pit every chance he gets until later in the race, and then he'll push it to the limit at that point.
And this is the best battle on track for the runner-up spot between Tyler Jalbert and Octavio Rondoletto. Jalbert led earlier in this race before the yellow came out. P.D. Zeller hit the wall in front of the drivers, running in second and third. These drivers may have to let these guys go on by. Same with Blake Wynn. He's saying them that he's on the lead lap, so let him go by as Zeller continues to scrape the wall here. Jalbert in second. Jeremy Lutto got to be careful there dealing with lap traffic. Behind them is Travis Sukup that's in fourth position, and Luke Turpin rounding out the top 5. Turpin trying to rebound there after that yellow came out. He's back in 5th now.
And interesting to note, Sukup started in 21st, so between pit strategy, he had picked up quite a few spots under green, but now he is starting to march his way to the front. He's got some track position on that pit stop, so we'll see if he can work his way all the way to the front here tonight. He was quite fast last week at Concord. We talked about him a lot. Hadn't talked about him a lot before then. A little bit at South Boston, but here he is just a couple races into this season that he's been here, and he is battling in the top 5.
Still continuing on with that battle for a second as Batchelder lets his teammate go by and tries to use Batchelder as a pick to Rondoletto here in turns 3 and 4, pinching the leaders down, the drivers in second and third a little bit below the apron. Again, that is the best battle on track. You got Sukup and Turpin battling for 5th. Greg Holes, Mike Stoddard, Trevor, they're in 6 and 7. Trevor Birchmeyer is in 8th. Way behind him is Tyler McRae in 9th. Shane Briggs is 10th. Well, we can tell you of what we know right now. There are 9 drivers, I believe, soon to be 9, I should say. 9 drivers on the lead lap and soon to be 8. That's how crazy Lanier pit road can be.
Yeah, it's going to get dicey, and we saw the same thing at Southern National. We saw it at South Boston, where pit strategy is going to be huge here tonight. These guys have to get on and off pit road cleanly, no speeding, but get every inch, every second they can get on pit road, because if on the off chance we end up with a green flag pit stop, you lose at least, you can lose 2 or 3 laps under caution. You can lose 3, 4, 5 laps under green. So if we have a green flag stop here tonight, that's going to be huge. And these guys got to be very, very smart about it. Rondoletto, I really think when he came into pit, he had just pitted 10 or 15 laps before. I really think he might have only taken fuel and right sides, but he is not. He gained positions on pit road this time.
We had one car that has crashed, by the way, from reports. Nope, he's still going. Is Sean Andrews in the 23, currently in the 21st position. Continuing to watch that battle for second brewing. Luke Turpin has gotten by Travis Sukup for position number 4 on the racetrack.
It doesn't look like Sukup's given up quite yet. He is still battling back there, but they have that lap car to the outside, and that's going to come into play. Lap traffic is going to be huge here again tonight. Last week at Concord, lap traffic came into play, but it came in fits and spurts. You didn't have you'd have a clear track for a bunch of laps, then you'd get a group of 2 or 3, and then you'd be clear again. And tonight, they're going to be battling lap traffic all the way around the track.
Lead is about 7.5 seconds between Edwards and Jalbert. You can see the ticker up on your screen as Octavio Rondoletto behind him. That's Joe Campbell in the 4 car. So while we are at it, let's give you a full field rundown here. Austin Edwards, the race leader. Tyler Jalbert currently 2nd. Octavio Rondoletto is 3rd. Luke Turpin is 4th. Travis Sukup 5th. Greg Holes 6th. Mike Stoddard 7th. Trevor Birchmeyer is 8th. Tyler McRae is 9th. Those are the only drivers that are on the lead lap. Shane Briggs is 10th. Jordan Babinger 11th. Matt Bear is 12th. Those are the first 3 drivers eligible for waves. Sean Cole Patrick is 13th. Patrick Sullivan 14th. Dwayne Robinson 15th. Joel Campbell is 16th. Tyler Batchelder is 17th. 18th Blake Wynn. Pete Zeller is 19th. And John Friley 20th. Sean Andrews is 21st. Charlie Beals 22nd. Christopher Johnson is 23rd. Alex Gangler 24th. Jose Gaudino is 25th. Robert Colgan 26th. Chris Spangler 27th. Logan Jones 28th. Kenny Tripp 29th. Jeremy Leto is 30th. 31st is Kendrick Cryer. 32nd, John Brancaccio. 33rd is Ryan Seams. 34th, Art Hendren. 35th, Aiden Murray. He's out of the race. Brandon Varney, 36th, trying to rebound after his spin. Derek Colson out of the race in 37th. Now he's getting back on the track. Chase Johnson is 38th. Gregorio Emiliano Dorso is still in the pit road. He's currently 39th. John Schwartz out of the race in 40th. So from the looks of it, we've got 38 drivers that are on the track all around Lanier National Speedway. Been an interesting race so far indeed here, Doug, as we are currently working on lap 108, now coming to 109.
Yeah, almost a third of the way through the race. We've had only a couple of cautions, which is a bit of a surprise given how tough this track is. These guys are having a great run, though, and everybody's managing for the most part to keep it clean. So, I think as we get a little bit longer, if this thing stays green, we'll start to see a lot of these strategies play out here as well. See if some of these guys that are 1 or 2 laps down, if they can get back a lap or 2 under green flag pit stops.
So Jalbert and Rondellato continue to battle for a second. We're going to step aside, take a commercial break. Stay with us. Austin Edwards currently leads the Sim Racer Coin 350.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Welcome back here to the XCAL $2 Tuesday series. It is the Sim Racer Coin 350. We have made several improvements to both the FU and K2 virtual sticker programs. Higgins may still be missing, but you can share your appreciation by clicking the new button, on our menu bar. While we're at it, we can tell you your top 5 right now in the FU and K2 rankings for those middle finger stickers. Number 1, it's Childhood Cancer with 211. Number 2, Jeremy Leto, 132. Number 3, Tyler Jalber with 116. Number 4, Richard Holiday with 90. And number 5 is Brandon Varney with 57. On the K2 top 5, still the same as last week. Greg Holz leads the way with 14. Paul Coleman Jr. is second with 13. Luke Turpin is third with 11. Ron Walter is fourth with 8. Matt Bear is 5th with 6. So currently right now we are working on lap 121, coming to lap 122, just about nearly 50 laps away from this race being halfway through. Only 2 yellows so far in this race. They both happened before early on. This could be our 3rd yellow right here, as there it is. Christopher Johnson has crashed with Brandon Varney in the 2. You've got Colson upside down in the 5. Alex Gangler involved too. It's a traffic jam at the start-finish line. And let's get to a replay here and see what happened, Doug.
Looks like the 18 and the 16 got together, and the 2 just happened to be right in the wrong place at the wrong time and got turned around on that deal. Then the 82 trying to check up, he was involved as well. So everybody coming out of turn 4 didn't see the incident, couldn't get checked up in time. We'll take a look at some more of these after the incident happened, but it got a little wild at the start-finish line as well.
So I'm looking at an EOL situation here on the 18. He bumps the 16. Varney went up to check up in that situation, and that's how both of them get spun. Nowhere to go for the 22 of Patrick, and then there should be something as well on Derek Colson because Gangler checked up right in front of him. Then Gangler gets turned, and then Colson gets squished and put on his lid. The night goes from bad to worse to the 5.
Yeah, the 5 ran into a bunch of bad luck at South Boston as well, so we'll have to see how he recovers here. He did a decent job recovering. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out between the penalties and pit strategy. This could be the moment that the entire race gets changed a bit, and like you said, we're almost halfway. Strategies are going to start coming into play as Octavio Rondoletto comes to pit road. Tyler Jalbert, the only one not to come to pit road on the lead lap so far.
Doug, let's have you put Christopher Johnson up to max volume. Let's talk with Johnson and see what happened. Chris Johnson, Marty in the booth, you got a copy?
Yeah, I do.
Take us through what you saw from your perspective.
Just a little bit of door banging. It's a little tight.
Did you happen to realize as well that you got into the back of Sullivan there, or not really?
No, I didn't really feel it too much.
All right, sounds good. Well, hopefully we can recover, and we wish you well the rest of the way, man.
Awesome, thank you.
That's Christopher Johnson there. We are under a 2-2 situation, so that's the only driver we'll talk about. Johnson gets the black flag there in that scenario. Tyler Batchelder gets the wave. Same with Dwayne Robinson. And continuing on here, I've got as the race leader Tyler Jalbert over Austin Edwards in the race off pit road.
And it looks like very few of these guys actually came to pit road, at least at the moment. We'll have to wait for scoring to update, but it's showing everybody's still out there. They've been out there for about 55 to 57 laps, except for Rondoletto. So we'll see how things play out with pit strategy as this race goes on. You know these cars can go, some of these guys can go extremely far on the tank of fuel. It's obvious that a lot of these guys are out there practicing fuel runs on a regular basis, pushing their car to the limit, adjusting the gearing, adjusting the setup to give them that long run speed and that fuel saving. So we'll see how things play out on the pit strategy as they get ready to go green again.
Absolutely. While we're at it, this XCAL also brought to you by Tri-E Inc. They build walk-in coolers and freezers for grocery stores and big box stores in the southeastern United States, covering a geographical area from Florida to Texas to Virginia. They are an excellent source for installation, repair, and maintenance. Contact them at trieinc@gmail.com. Lights are off the pace car. We'll see here if Bowen Smith extends the yellow, and I think we're going green this time. Let's reset the field for you here. Tyler Jalbert, Austin Edwards, Shane Briggs, Patrick Sullivan, Tyler Batchelder, Dwayne Robinson, Octavio Rondoletto, Trevor Birchmeyer, Sean Andrews, Luke Turpin round out the top 10. 7 drivers on the lead lap. The weapon will bring the field to green, and away we go once again. Lap 131 goes on the board. And Turpin, a nice gap, a 1.3 second lead over Austin Edwards.
Yeah, it was another situation. Last couple of cautions, just the way pit stops and everything played out. The leader had a bit of a gap and a bunch of cars between him and the second place car, currently Austin Edwards. And Austin has some really fast cars in front of him, too. He's got the 2 car right in front of him. He's got the 062 to the outside as they go down the back straightaway. So he's going to have a hard time working his way up here, and it might get a little bit dicey as we've seen these guys that are laps down trying to get positions back. We've seen them 2 and 3 wide all night long.
Meanwhile, Jalbert pretty much in clean air can increase that gap over Austin Edwards, as Edwards is dealing with in front of him Varney, Jones, and Colgan. Guess what? Jalbert did not have to deal with any of that, so it's a little bit worse for Austin Edwards in that scenario.
Indeed. Jailbert's actually starting to open up a bit of a gap and has nobody he has to worry about, versus Austin Edwards got 1, 2, 3 cars between him and the leader right now, and they're 3 fast cars as well.
Patrick Sullivan, Tyler Batchelder teammates. That's the best battle on track, going for position number 4. 0.3 of a second lead between Sullivan and Batchelder. And now Kenny Tripp trying to make a comeback here inside on Batchelder. Tripp currently running in 22nd position. Remember, he started on pole. Did not make the start, though. Unfortunate circumstances there. Could have been a possibility from getting his first win of the season, but probably, if I were to guess, on his issue, because he wasn't even in the practice session at all. Technical difficulties on his end, because I know iRacing came out with a bunch of updates today.
Yeah, they did, and there's always some kind of glitch, some kind of weird oddity that comes out of that. I can tell you, no matter how much time you spend testing a patch or an update or anything like that, you're always going to introduce something new unintentionally. These guys do a great job of having that happen, or a great job of putting everything out, getting everything fixed. But yeah, you know, we could see a couple of random glitches here tonight. There's no telling what could happen, but iRacing will have it fixed very quickly.
No doubt about that. Good battle for 9th happening. That's going down the back straightaway at Sean Andrews and Luke Turpin. These two drivers, keep in mind, are a lap down. Only 7 drivers are currently on the lead lap for the looks of it, as Turpin takes a peek inside on Sean Andrews for the 9th position on the XCAL machine owned by Aaron Hillebush. Luke Turpin takes away 9th.
And Cole Patrick was just involved in something. We'll take a look at it real quick. Looked like he might have been involved in an incident as they came down the front straightaway. Got off.
And the yellow flag is out. We've got a yellow out, and I believe it's out for Patrick again. And he's stopped there, and Brandon Varney has to lock the brakes to miss him. And let's go to a replay and see what happened here in real time. Came off of turn 4, 4th caution of the race, by the way, here, Doug. And Leto just sent it in way too much and just took the 22 with them. And the 20 of Godino got into that too.
Yeah, and looked like the 22 lost his front bumper as well in the process. So we'll have to see if he can get anything fixed, get anything back once he gets back out there.
That's a tough break for Patrick, who was running in 19th position at the time. Let's see if Patrick is available for a word. Patrick's out of the DBN chat. And give us one moment. We'll try and see if we can get in here with him. And I think we can. So if you can turn him up, that would be great. Patrick, it's Marty up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Take us through what happened. Looks like Leto just sent it in too much and moved you.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I saw that underneath of his car, so. But they just gave me the damn black flag, so I guess I'm getting fucked by XCAL.
We apologize for that language. We'll let him go. We wish you best in the rest of the way. Again, apologies for the language there from Patrick. Obviously, not a happy camper at all.
Yeah, that does tend to happen when we, sometimes these guys get really hot, and we talked about it, as the lights go down, the tempers go up, and it's obviously starting to get dark here at Lanier. The lights are coming up, and these guys are, every time something happens, they're getting a little frustrated with the other drivers and the black flags and everything. You know, they'll be able to go back and look and see why the admins make the decisions that they do, and that's just part of racing. Sometimes some days you eat the bear, and some days the bear eats you.
Yeah, unfortunately. To me, it just looked like Leto just sent it in, and I don't blame Patrick for being mad at all, and I'm surprised they gave it to him. So Patrick gets the black flag. Birchmeyer, Turpin, and Stoddard get waved around. Jalbert pitted underneath the yellow, and we're about to go back to green here quickly. So here's how they will look. Octavio Rondellato has the lead. Austin Edwards will restart 2nd. Trevor Birchmeyer is 3rd. Luke Turpin 4th. Mike Stoddard 5th. Greg Holmes 6th. Tyler Jalbert 7th. Tyler McRae is 9th. Jordan Baminger, he's 8th. Jordan Baminger 9th. And Shane Briggs is 10th. Pace truck is in. Rondellato fires first, and away he goes once again. Lap 150 is on the board.
Yeah, they are off into turn 1, and Rondoletto has a bit of a gap there, so he's going to...
Oh, Andrews got turned. The big one down the back. Big one down the back, and it's a junkyard of cars in turn 3. Brancaccio's in it. There's Andrews with the piece. We've got a wicked replay to watch here.
Let's see, there it is. Found the right replay there.
So going into turn 1. Oh, the 86 hooks the 7 of Colgan, and around they go.
It looked like...
Oh, my.
Oh, the 23 got pushed way up into the wall. Several cars involved there, and a huge, huge mess. But it looked like it was just a racing incident as the 7 was coming up the track and just in the wrong place. Thought he was clear, but he wasn't. And Octavio Rondoletto gives up the lead to come to pit road.
Edwards got a piece of that. I don't know if you noticed that in the replay, but look from Colgan's perspective on the TV one side here, Doug. Watch the 66 come into this. You see him there, the car behind the 23. Colgan comes down. Edwards just nowhere to go.
The 77 hit. Oh, yep. Edwards did have nowhere to go. He checks up and gets a little bit of the 7 and gets somebody else in the process as well. That was
and
rough.
We are going 2 to green, and yeah, the 23, that is a shot there that Colgan took, and Colgan gets the black flag here in this scenario. We'll get the wave arounds here in just a moment. A lot of damage to the 29 of Chris Spangler. So we should be going back to green quickly here. The waves go to Tyler Jalbert. Tyler McRae should have one more driver that gets the wave around.
I believe it'll be Babinger, according to what I'm saying here, and that'll only have 7 cars on the lead lap. I mean, on that restart, we were down to 5 cars on the lead lap, so we'll see how things play out. But when you got one of the top cars, Austin Edwards, involved in that, we'll have to see if he can recover, how bad the damage was. It looked primarily like just body damage, but it's right there by the left front tire, so we'll have to see if that impacts the handling.
Yeah, that's the big thing that I'm a little concerned about under the number 66 machine. But he's right now scored in 2nd spot. But we'll see if he can fight with Luke Turpin here for the race lead. So lights are off. The pace truck. Are we going back to green this time? Nope, we're extending it one more time. While we're at it, check out xcalracing.com/shop for all your XCal needs, from apparel, hats, towels, and more from all your favorite teams. Our newest categories include Everyone is Ugly at 5 a.m. and the legend Whale PD. 1 to green. Let's reset the field. Octavio Rondoletto, Luke Turpin is row 1. Mike Stoddard, Austin Edwards is row number 2. Then in 5th, Tyler Jalbert. 6th, Tyler McRae. 7th, Jordan Babinger. 8th, Trevor Birchmeyer. 9th, Shane Briggs. And 10th is Tyler Batchelder. Here we go, a double file restart amongst the front 4. And it's Rondoletto that gets the fire first against Luke Turpin. Here we go to put lap 159 on the board. We're back to green.
And this is the first time we've seen a restart, at least in a while, that the leaders are all bunched up together. We'll see how it plays out as Mike Stoddard and the 66 getting together there for a moment, coming out of turn 2. But Octavio definitely wanted it to stay green last time. It would have given him a distinct advantage. Now he's going to have to battle to hold on to that spot as Luke Turpin is coming to his back bumper.
Edwards takes the 3rd position away. Now, if you're Tyler Jalbert here, who's, my goodness, he is 4 wide in the field and is just like a madman going through this pack. Currently running in P5 right now. He would love to have a yellow flag come out so that way he can get up there with those lead lap cars, and everyone would probably stay out in that last regard.
Yeah, everything is getting shaken up. He's trying to get through. The 28 is just a couple of cars in front of him, but he's got 2 lap cars in the way. The 15 and the... Can't tell who the other...
Oh, yellow. R100 has crashed. 100 has crashed in turn number 2 once again. Apparently we've got Chase Johnson. Yep, he's involved as well in the 57. And same with Logan Jones. We go to the
Oh.
replay and see what happened. They're 3 wide into turn 1 here. And the 22 of Patrick gets into Hendren.
Yep, and it just looks like Art Hendren has had a rough couple of races. I mean, he'll be coming to the front, get caught in somebody else's mess, and just has to go back and start all over. Every time he gets close to the front, he gets caught in something else. He is still plugging away.
Oh, hang on a second. Sorry to interrupt you there, but I was on a replay situation, and Octavio Rondeletto got pit glitched.
Oh, no.
Does it say Rondeletto crashed? It doesn't say here that Rondeletto crashed. This was on lap 164. He comes down pit road into the attenuator. Luke Turpin gets a piece of it. Oh my goodness, has this race just changed?
Octavio Rondeletto's luck just has been awful the last few weeks. First the connection glitch at South Boston, then just a really rough race last week, and now that's got to be hurting. He's got to be extremely frustrated because he's always up in the top 3 when these things happen to him. It's just the worst luck, and that's
You've got to be kidding me.
And to add to that, he hit dead center on the engine, so he may not even have an engine left. He might be done tonight. Trying to get a look at him on pit road here and see he does not have black smoke pouring from it. The front end does not look too terribly bad. He is going to get back out on track.
Okay, that's good to hear at least, but he is back in 14th position, trapped a couple of laps down. Finished in 3rd position last week at Concord after flipping many times, so he's one lucky SOB, but we're getting ready to go back to the restart. Luke Turpin, Austin Edwards, row 1. Mike Stoddard, Tyler Jalbert, row 2. Jordan Babinger, 5th. Shane Briggs, 6th. Trevor Birchmeyer, 7th on the lead lap. Tyler Batchelder, 8th. Travis Sukup, 9th. Blake Wynn, 10th. A lap down. That's the top 10. Oh, man. Turpin fires quickly. We're back to green. Stoddard looks for 2nd here on Austin Edwards. Can he get it? Not just yet. Nice turn there on the outside by Edwards to take the runner-up spot.
And the 04 was right into the back bumper of Mike Stoddard there. Now down on the under the yellow, trying to get the line into turn 1. He's got it, but there's a car coming off pit road that gets really sketchy there as Tyler Gilbert takes 3rd.
We can tell you, by the way, Sean Patrick was disqualified. Babinger, Briggs, Birchmeyer were waved around the pace car. So that's what happened in that regard. Meanwhile, the battle for the lead, Luke Turpin, Austin Edwards, part whatever it is, but it's been a normal song like we've usually seen throughout the season, ever since Edwards joined XCAL.
Yeah, this has been the same story week in and week out pretty much since, it was a couple of weeks before Texas Road where these two started battling every single race, and we really didn't expect to see a battle like we did, but at Texas Road they did the same thing. They battled right up until an incident late in the race going to pit road, I believe for the 66, and now here they are doing it again every week, week in and out. Concord, South Boston, every single week these two are battling side by side.
As they battle for the lead, we are about to approach the halfway point. Usually it'd be time for Higgins, but he's missing. So, you want more Higgins the XCAL Superfan outside of the halfway point? Introducing Higgins the XCAL Spotter Pack. Over 500 messages of Higgins that can be used in any iRacing event. Coming this Monday. To pre-order your copy, send $10 to president at xcalracing.com on PayPal with note hashtag Where's Higgins. The Spotter Pack is rated R in everything the title implies. A 3-man dash for the lead here off of turn 4. Edwards tries to look underneath. Turpin slams it on him.
And Gilbert, while these two are battling, Gilbert has just ran them down very quickly. He's bringing the lap car, the 15 there with him, but he is extremely fast and obviously a little bit faster than Edwards and Turpin here tonight. Not really surprised. He was extremely fast at South Boston. He was extremely fast at Southern National as well. Two tracks very similar to this, and now he's looking to the outside.
Look at Turpin just blocking Austin Edwards there all the way to the bottom. I don't know if you could really call that blocking, though. Now Edwards has a nose underneath. Turpin slams it once again. Turpin doing a little bit of mirror driving here, and this opens up the door for Tyler Jalbert. He wants a piece of Edwards for second, and he looks downstairs.
That was a power move by Tyler Jalbert. He saw the 66, the 454. He was watching them battle, just looking for anything he could find, and then suddenly the 66 drifted up just enough to let him by, and he gets the nose in. And we've seen him do this. We talked about it in pre-race. The yellow below the yellow line is in bounds. They can use it, and Tyler Jalbert obviously going to be using it here tonight.
Edwards is in trouble, possibly when it comes to a long run situation. And now he tries to cross over Bachelder. Here, remember, not for position. Bachelder currently running in the 9th position. He's the first car a lap down. So he actually is able to race these drivers here. Keep that in mind. Bachelder, Sukup, and Robinson would get waves should a caution flag come out right now. I believe 6 cautions we've had in this race so far today.
Yep, that we had 2 very quick cautions right before we started this long green flag run. We're just past halfway, and I fully expect as they're 3 wide back behind them.
Oh, yellow, 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 yellow. And we've got a crash in turn 2. You see a bunch of them spun. Blake wins one of them. Octavio Rondolato's another one that's involved. I think the main driver that got in it was Dwayne Robinson and Christopher Johnson. Let's get to a replay here and see what happened. I'm watching the 14 of Robinson first. And does Kenny Tripp get into him here in turn 1? He's the one that gets into Sukup and starts that. And win the 18. Johnson, nowhere to go. Wins like a bucking bronco. There's Tyler McRae, Octavio Rondolato net coded. Just a cluster mess in turn 2.
It looks like there is several incidents, and I'm starting to see a little bit of, we talked about it, the patch earlier today, and some glitches coming out of it, and it looks like we're starting to see just a few of them, trying to find, wow, they just kind of stacked up mid-pack, and coming out of the turn, everybody stacked up.
I'm going to see here if we can talk with Blake Wynn in this situation. If you can turn up his volume for me, that'd be great. Blake Wynn, Marty in the booth, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Pinball, just know where to go pretty much. Just take us through your point of view.
I saw them go into the corner pretty deep in front of me, and I tried to check up and go low, and then I guess I just turned into a pinball like my nickname.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Just a mess there in turn number 2. You'll think you'll be able to recover a little bit there. Get back out there, hopefully complete all the rest of this race.
Yeah, I should get to go back out there and be another pinball.
Alright, we'll let you go, Blake. Good luck the rest of the way, man.
Thank you.
So that is Blake Wynn, obviously a little bit disappointed in how he's been running. So the black flag goes to Travis Sukup. And we'll get the waves here in a moment. But what I have as the race leader, Shane Briggs in the 999. That insanely pink 999 to say.
Yeah.
That's one of the unique schemes, I should say here. Indeed, Mr. Burns, and I'm gonna try and pull up Shane Briggs' stats, because if I am correct, he's only led 2 laps coming in. He's led 1 lap each at South Boston and Oxford Plains.
And I think that one at South Boston again was, if I remember correctly, it was the under caution, same kind of situation. He stayed out when a lot of guys pitted, and that's how he got the lead and got those 2 laps in, and then he pitted late on the pit cycle.
So the black flag goes to Travis Sukup, Dwayne Robinson, and Jordan Babinger. Get waves around the pace truck here, and we're stacking them up here a little bit, and a little bit too close for comfort there. We're going back to green this time as Shane Briggs, Trevor Birchmeyer row 1. Luke Turpin is 3rd with Tyler Jalbert in 4th, Patrick Sullivan 5th, Jordan Babinger 6th, Austin Edwards 7th. They're on the lead lap. Mike Stoddard 8th, Tyler Batchelder is 9th. Dwayne Robinson rounds out the top 10. And we are extending it one more time.
And it looks like those 2 lead cars might Well, as they sort everything out, they might not have the gap they were looking to have there. It briefly looked like they might have a little bit of room with a couple of lap cars between them, as Patrick Sullivan's at the complete opposite side of the track from the leaders right now, but we'll see how things play out here.
So we're going back to green, and it has Trevor Birchmeyer as the race leader, and we go back to green here as Briggs stacks up the inside line here going into turn 1. McRae gets a little bit of a bump for Jalbert. The Tyler and Tyler show off for turn 2, and Jalbert's on a mission. He wants Briggs for third, but he's got to get by McRae first. What a restart from the 04.
And that 04.
Battle for the lead, though. Luke Turpin to the inside on Trevor Birchmeyer. He's got it. Superman takes the race lead.
And he now has the race lead, but that 04, we've seen him when he can't get by somebody the easy way. There he goes, down below the yellow line. He's going to make it 3 wide. The 999, Shane Briggs, trying to move down. It gets a little dicey in turn
tight.
2.
Oh, man. That was so close. I don't know how Jalbert stuck that pass. That's why they call him the weapon for a reason. He is a very hard racer. Getting word from race control, there are warnings going to the drivers in the back of the pack. I don't think they maintained their lane or the inner or the outer lines when we came back to the green flag. So now our car separates first and second. That's PDJ Zeller. I'll give you one moment here, Doug, as we are about to approach lap 200. And the 200th lap is brought to you by K2 Sauce, the only official sauce of XCAL Racing and everything sauce. Barbecue sauce, steak sauce, ketchup, and more all in one. The only sauce you'll ever need. Also available in hot.
And stop it, you're making me hungry. They sent me, Aaron sent me some K2 sauce recently. Absolutely love it. Best, one of the best barbecue sauce I've ever had.
He's sending me some K2 sauce, 2 bottles actually, the everything sauce and hot later on this week, hopefully. Oh, the 18, Christopher Johnson gets turned on the back straightaway. Let's see if the yellow comes on out. He's stopped on the track. Can he get it going? He's waiting for the track to clear by. He gets a tow. We stay green.
Let's see. Coming out of turn 2, he just lost it. He had nobody around. He just got loose, and that turned him around. He got down to the inside wall. He was clear of the racing surface, so they managed to keep everything green, and drivers did a great job avoiding being involved in that.
We go to the battle for 5th position. It's Patrick Sullivan and Jordan Babinger. Babinger right now, remember coming on in, he was 9 points behind Luke Turpin in the standings for the lead. Turpin obviously leading this race, so Babinger's got a little bit of work to do, currently right in 6th position. Uh-oh, we got a crash. And it's Art Hendren again in the 21, stopped on the apron in turn number 2. Don't back up, Art, don't do it. And somehow he keeps it going. That's a little bit risky there. The night goes to ugly now for Hendren. I would have gotten a tow there if I'm the 21.
Yeah, that was a rough one. He managed to get it recovered, but that was a little bit dicey there as he was...
Trouble, but Schauder gets the Zeller, and here we go. The yellow, is it going to come out? Waiting. Zeller is stopped in turns 1 and 2. Oh, man, and there's the yellow.
And they were 3 wide into 1. The 53 just tapped Petey and sent him around there.
Brancaccio barely got the 0-0 there, and yeah, it was just a 3 wide situation, but Schauder got into Zeller there. Maybe on Hendren, because Hendren had contact earlier, but that had nothing to do with the situation to Petey.
Yeah, and just a mention here, as we mentioned, some glitches with iRacing, and apparently it's impacting the broadcast just a little bit. But stick with us. We're not going anywhere, and everything seems to be cool at the moment.
Absolutely. I'm trying to see if we can get Petey on in here. I don't think he's currently in a voice chat. We'll take a quick break here. Meanwhile, Brandon Varney, meanwhile, crashes in pit lane. Meanwhile, we'll step aside real quick for 30 seconds. Stay with us.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt kicker. The future is feeling.
Welcome back here to XCAL Racing's $2 Tuesday series, the Sim Racer Coin 350. Sim Racing Esports meets crypto and blockchain technology. Earn Sim Racer coins, buy setups, paints, coaching, or join realistic leagues. Learn more at simracercoin.org. Sim Racer Coin, racing is life.
Bit of a shakeup up at the front with all these cautions. Some of our faster guys just not up here right now. Octavio Rondoletto has been caught in some of this. Tyler McRae, Trevor Birchmeyer. A lot of cars with a lot of damage except for those two in the front.
So Zeller gets the black flag. Stoddard and Bachelder and Robinson get waved around the pace car. I don't know what's happening here, Doug, but to me it seems like it's opposite day.
I think some of these guys realized it was Star Wars Day. They're trying to drive with the Force. Some are successful and some are not.
Ah, may the Force be with you. I don't know. We'll see what happens here. But anyway, here we go. Gonna be one lap to go. Should be when we get the green flag.
Seeing a lot of very odd situations out there. We'll have to wait and see how everything plays out. But it looks like we've got 9 cars back on the lead lap now, so a little bit more competition here.
Luke Turpin, Tyler Jalbert, row 1. Shane Briggs, Jordan Baminger, row 2. Austin Edwards, 5th. And we are going one more lap here. Patrick Sullivan is 6th. Mike Stoddard, 7th. Tyler Batchelder, 8th. Dwayne Robinson is 9th, and Trevor Birchmeyer is 10th.
And interesting that, about 6th on back, they have a bunch of lap cars between them and the leaders, so we're going to see them having to fight their way through again.
Coming to lap 217, and we are extending it once again. Is this the fifth? This is the 4th extension. That's the final extension per XCAL rules. So guaranteed we will go racing this time. We should have been going green like 2 laps ago. We were all set to go, and something was going on with the back of the pack. I don't know what it was, but we're getting ready to go back to green.
It was
and
anarchy.
We are doubled up here amongst the top 9. So here we go. Turpin fires first, and we're back to green.
Off into turn 1, Turpin does get a good jump. Jalbert falls in, and Babinger drifts way high. And here comes Shane Briggs again. He, like you mentioned before tonight, he led 2 laps in XCAL Racing. Yet here he is up battling in the top 5. So a great run out of a very, very colorful car tonight.
Shane Briggs came into the standings 43rd after joining late. The guy he's going against, Jordan Baminger, he's 2nd in the standings. Tyler Jalbert, meanwhile, looking for the race lead, 8th in the standings coming on in. Right behind Luke Turpin. That was the only green flag pass from the lead, for the lead if I recall correctly, earlier on today. And we got Dwayne Robinson and Brandon Varney not happy with each other.
Let's see what happened here as watching Varney come around on the back straightaway. And the 14 was already spun. And Varney tried to check up. I don't think the 14 really has a reason to be angry there. Varney tried to not get into him, but the 14 trying to recover. It was just an odd, peculiar situation. The 14 had already spun when that happened.
So it looks like after things got a little bit crazy, it settled down just a little bit. So it's Luke Turpin, Tyler Jalbert, Shane Briggs, Jordan Baminger, Austin Edwards. Edwards now takes a look inside for 4th here on Baminger. He's got the run, uses the apron as momentum here on the exit. He's got a run.
Yeah, he's seen that 04 car do that a couple of times. He's going to start using that apron. I bet we're going to start seeing several more cars making their passes down on the apron before this night's out. They're seeing the 04 Tyler Jalbert. He's made his passes down on that apron, and he's been successful doing it. just
You know,
drives it in there and gets it done.
You know, I gotta mention this too here. It is a little bit risky considering how much marbles are on the apron, but there probably won't be as many marbles left tonight.
Definitely not. These guys are running right down on that bottom, just trying to get everything they can. And like I said, we've only seen 1 or 2 cars doing it before now, but now we've got the 66 Austin Edwards doing it, and I imagine the 48 probably saw that working. The guys right behind him, Patrick Sullivan, Tyler Batchelder, all these guys are saying, hey, that's working out fairly well for him. Maybe I can make it work for me at least to get a pass, and that might be the easiest way to get a pass. Just dive that thing in there and cross your fingers, hope it sticks.
So Edwards makes his way up to 3rd position. They work their way by John Brancaccio, currently running in 28th position. The top 2, meanwhile, have pulled away from 3rd, and they're battling for 4th. Babinger gets by Shane Briggs, and now Briggs is stuck up top. Patrick Sullivan wants to break the top 5, and I think that'd be the first time today he's inside it.
Yeah, that is the first time he's been inside of it, but we've seen a couple of good races out of Patrick here lately, and he's starting to show he can get up there and get it done. His team has put a good setup under him here tonight, and we'll see if he can capitalize on it as they come around. They're over halfway, and he's starting to pour it on.
There goes Trevor Birchmeyer by. He takes away position number. Actually, Birchmeyer currently 9th, actually. Not for position there, so Shane Briggs stuck in 6th position. Matt Bear behind the 999. I don't know what happened with Matt Bear in this race, but he's currently stuck in 30th. I know he was in a wreck earlier, but had like minor cosmetic damage or something like that. It's not been a good day so far today for Matt Bear in that 19.
No, as the leaders come by the 28, stuck way up on the wall. Matt Bear had a couple of good races. He was
Battle for the lead. Luke Turpin, Tyler Jalbert in a cluster of lap traffic. A car has spun. That's Ryan Seams in the 96. Out of traffic and a hard contact from somebody, from what I heard in the background. I think it was just trying to get down pit low.
Caution is out, Rondoletto.
Octavio Rondoletto crashed off at turn 4. And you had drivers that were in the middle of pit cycles, like Joe Campbell.
His engine blew.
Trapped.
The Rondoletto's engine just blew. You could see it on the replay there. He was in the middle. He was having trying to recover some positions there after being caught up in several incidents, but we saw him hit dead center on pit entry, and all of a sudden his engine just blew as he was slowing down into turn 3. Makes me wonder if he was shifting gears as the leaders come to pit road.
The night goes from bad to worse for Rondoletto. Yeah, Patrick Sullivan just gave him that bump, and then Shane Briggs got into Trevor Birchmeyer. And for the second time tonight, Rondoletto goes on his lid. And his night could be done, and he is. Rondoletto has disconnected along with Dorso. And for the driver that's 3rd in points, his gap he's going to get closed on down from Austin Edwards. That's a tough break.
Yeah, Austin Edwards running in the top 5 all night long, and with Rondoletto out, I'd imagine he's going to make up enough points here to take the 3rd place position. Such a tough break. Rondoletto has had such a fast car the last few weeks. Every other time he's been able to recover, but you just can't recover a blown engine, especially this late in the race.
Absolutely. That's again, we feel for him. That's a tough break for Rondoletto. Has had just bad luck. You know, it started when he came down pit road, got the attenuator and got flipped, and then the engine just blew.
And it looks
That's
like
life, unfortunately.
Tyler Batchelder had stayed out to lead a lap. He is now on pit road. He did not stop in the pits.
That's interesting.
He literally just drove into pit road and went straight through and came back out, but ended up giving the lead up to Luke Turpin.
So Greg Holes, Tyler McRae waved around the pace car in that situation. No black flags going to anyone there. While we're at it, Butt Kicker, an official partner of XCAL Racing, known for their transducers, including the Gamer 2, that adds instant immersion to any game, unlike a subwoofer that moves air. Butt Kicker products move actual mass, producing a haptic immersion that's powerful and accurate. The winning driver of next week's All-Star race receives a Gamer 2 unit. Additional devices will be awarded throughout the year, such as for the championship car owner and 2 special events. Use code XCAL20, all one word, to save 20% now through the end of the year at www.thebuttkicker.com. Drivers are on the second of 4 extensions. We should have Luke Turpin as the race leader. I will tell you this right now. Usually when drivers are involved in wrecks, they're not happy at all, and they call each other out on Discord. Right now, surprisingly, that has not been the case tonight. Only things that have been said is that Coulson is not happy about the damage model, and Alex Hananar saying they changed it again.
Yeah, the thing with their damage model, and I think we see a little bit of it here, they had the problems. If you recall back to Texas, we had to red flag because of the damage model for a brief period of time, and then got going again because the damage model was kicking people out. So what iRacing decided to do, to make sure they worked all the bugs out, they put a little bit of it back in, a little bit of it at a time over the last month or so. So each patch, each update has gotten a little bit more of that damage model, and pace cars in, green flag in the air again.
Yeah, let's forget about that Texas race, especially for me. I had a good chance to win, and it kicked me out 3 times. Luke Turpin, the race leader. Tyler Jalbert in second, trying to get by Logan Jones. Jordan Babinger, meanwhile, has made his way up to third.
And it gets dicey
we're getting
there.
a review here on the restart from the sounds of it. Race control is reviewing the restart. If a penalty is awarded, we'll keep you posted on it. Tyler Jalbert inside on John Friley, not for position. He's trying to chase down Luke Turpin. The gap about 5 car lengths between first and second.
Yeah, we've got no more lap cars between Jalbert and Luke Turpin, but Jalbert's gotten to Turpin's back bumper a couple of times and just can't complete the pass. However, you know, these guys have been out there, they've been to pit road. We'll see if they can, if he can make that pass happen now on these fresh tires. It seems like Jalbert has the short run speed over Turpin, but Turpin's got the long run speed, and as these tires wear in, as the fuel burns off, we'll see who ends up being the faster of the two. Meanwhile, Babinger in third is still trying to get past the 86, almost gets to the back bumper that time.
Keep in mind, the 86, that's Charlie Beals. Believe that's a K2 machine, it is. Trying to help out his fellow sponsor of Austin Edwards close in on the 48 of Jordan Babinger. So, 100 laps to go. We are coming to 99 this time by, which means it's time for our snapmobile.shop 99 to go update at Lanier, the official mobile phone shop of Tyler McRae. Visit snapmobile.shop and use code McRae99, all one word, and save 10% on accessories and connection fees on the Verizon 5G network. So Tyler McRae right now, currently in the 9th position. And he's waiting for a restart to get reviewed. Currently in 9th position, a lap down as we speak, as we are under 99 laps to go. Who are you liking right now, Doug, in this race?
Well, normally I would have to say Octavio, but since he's had so much bad luck tonight, I've got to go with Luke Turpin on this one. He definitely has the long run speed, and yeah, we've seen a half dozen or so cautions, but we've seen more long green flag runs than anything else. And while the 04 Tyler Jalbert can get to his back bumper, it seems like Turpin's just got a little bit more, especially as the green flag laps tick down. Now that could all change if we have a late race restart as the 999.
Briggs trying to come down pit road. He's stopped in the middle of turns 3 and 4, and that's going to bring the yellow flag out. Oh, race control's not going to be happy with Briggs at all.
It looked like he hit the wall. I could be wrong, but I think he's got a blown tire. Something is severely wrong. When he came out of turn 2, he was almost stopped.
And he hit a tire, actually. A tire came off of someone. It came off of the 86 of Beals. Beals lost a right front tire, and Shane Briggs had right front suspension damage that put him in the wall. Oh my goodness.
Seeing if we can
Oh
get
my goodness.
a
We have to
view.
talk with them.
Seeing-
Let's get him on here. Sorry, Doug. Let's get him on
Yeah,
here.
we're
Let's turn
talking
him up. Shane Briggs, Marty in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I'm in.
What in the world just happened there, man? That was just surprising.
Yeah, so unfortunately, I feel like I think I popped a tire or something. The car in front of me scraped the wall, and the next thing I know, my tire blew, and it pulled me into the wall like a magnet. So it is what it is. I don't see how I'm getting black flag for this, but it is what it is, I guess.
May 4th. Don't be surprised.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I feel like this whole race has been messy and
Yeah.
not organized like it should have been, but it is what it is.
All right, Shane. We'll let you go. Good luck the rest of the way if you can get back out there, man.
All right, man. Thank you.
we have
So
to.
we're gonna have Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say we have to wonder if there is a Sith Lord shooting fire or shooting lightning from the outside the fence, or some people standing there on the back straightaway, and to see a tire blow and Octavio's issues and some of the other craziness tonight, you got to think that there's a Sith out there doing this tonight.
We are off the air. It doesn't say on here that we are live on Facebook or Twitch. We did not know as Facebook went off the air, so we were just on Twitch. So here is what's going on here. A lot of drivers being black flagged off for the restart review that McRae wanted. Greg Holes, Alex Gingler, Travis Sukup, Kendrick Cryer, Ryan Seams, Christopher Johnson, Petey Zeller, all black flagged. Under the yellow, Shane Briggs gets the black flag. I believe it was for stopping in turns 3 and 4. Trevor Birchmeyer, Greg Holes, Tyler McRae waved around the pace car. So, we are coming to 86 laps to go. Let's reset the field. Luke Turpin, Tyler Jalbert, row 1. Row 2, Jordan Babinger, Austin Edwards. Row 3, it's Tyler Batchelder and Trevor Birchmeyer's in 6th. Tyler McRae is currently in 7th. Greg Holes 8th. Those are the only cars that are on the lead lap. Patrick Sullivan 9th. Dwayne Robinson 10th. Here we go. Back to green flag racing. Turpin fires on the gun, and we're going.
Yep, they get a very good restart this time. Everybody was bunched up, and now you've got the top 4 cars right there together as the 04 gets to the back bumper of the 454 going off into turn 1.
5-car battle for the race lead. It's Edwards, it's Babinger. They're side by side for set 3rd position. A drag race in turns 3 and 4. Edwards with the momentum on the outside using that banking. Clears Babinger for 3rd. No, he didn't even come down low. I'm surprised he didn't do that instantly. And now he clears the 48. He's able to get in line, takes away P3.
And Tyler Batchelder, huge shout out to him. He was a lap or 2 down earlier in the first half of the race, and he has managed to recover, get up there, and be in the top 5. And even after starting in 17th tonight, going back and forth all night, but here he is running with the top 5 on the lead lap.
Yeah, nice run by Batchelder. How about Kenny Tripp as well? He's a lap down, and the yellow flag is out, and it's for the 1 of Trevor Birchmeyer. Birchmeyer has crashed. He was inside the top 10. Let's get a replay and see what happened.
It looks like the 2 cars right on his back bumper as they go off into 3. He has to check up because there's a car on the inside. There's several cars almost stopped down low, and the lap car in front of him and the 2 car just had nowhere to go.
Let's see if we can get a word here with Trevor Birchmeyer. I think we can. Let's turn him up. He is in the booth now. Birch, it's Marty up here. You got a copy?
Yeah, what's going on, Marty?
Just take us through what happened. Looks like you just got turned from the rear end.
Yeah, I got into him a little bit in the beginning of the race on accident when we were all trying to shuffle around, and that was the second time he's came up behind me and spun, so I'm going to have a talk with race control about that, what's going on with that.
Still right now on our end, P7, and I believe on the lead lap. Still, you think you got a chance at possibly getting a top 5, top 10 finish?
I'm gonna shoot for top 10, see how my fuel run goes, and just try to get top 10 at least.
All right, thank you, Birch. We'll let you go. Good luck the rest of the way.
All right, thanks.
Tough break there for Trevor Birchmeyer, indeed.
And it looks like Tyler McRae is going to assume the lead now. Wasn't he a lap down just before the caution?
Yes.
So he gets, just by virtue of his position, I didn't see him get waved around. He just manages to hop back up there.
Give me one moment here. I'm just sending a text to the Discord here.
Turpin.
So, recapping everything that happened. We're still trying to figure it all out for you. Oh, we can tell you something, by the way. Something happened with Shane Briggs in the 999. You know how sometimes, like you talked about earlier, iRacing kicks people out and you gotta come back in and it glitches your game. Shane Briggs on our end was disconnected and he is back in now. I'm trying to see if it happened to anyone else earlier on, but that's the only occurring we have of it. So we've got a delay here coming up here for the under the yellow. We'll be back in 30. I'm good. Welcome back here to Lanier National Speedway here in Brazelton, Georgia. Next week, it is the All-Star Race at Michigan International Speedway on May 11th. We'll have the Open and then the All-Star Race. More details on at XCALRacing.com. The drivers that are currently in: Austin Edwards, Luke Turpin, Octavio Rondeletto, John Schwartz, Aiden McConaughey, Chase Johnson, Alex Halinar via wins. Off of the poles, it's Jordan Babinger, Tyler Jalbert, Kenny Tripp, Octavio Rondeletto, he's already in, obviously. Patrick Sullivan also in.
And you got to be hoping in that all-star race, at least, you know, Octavio may not win it. He might not. But you got to be hoping for that guy to have a good run and just break this run of bad luck. I've seen a lot of drivers in a lot of leagues recently where it's just this, I don't know if it's just this season or if it's the cycle of the moon, what it is, but everybody's just having, there seems to be some really bad runs of bad luck here lately, and obviously Rondeletto's one of them that caught it. And we've seen a couple other guys here tonight that, like Brandon Varney, a few others have just had some terrible, terrible luck, and it's just a matter of who's going to recover better tonight.
Varney currently stuck in 33rd. Would not be surprised if he took it away to the pits, because it's just been an ugly night for the driver of the number 2. Was the winner in Heat 1. So here we go. Luke Turpin, Austin Edwards are first and second. Jordan Babinger third. Tyler McRae is fourth. Fifth, Tyler Jalbert. Sixth, Trevor Birchmeyer. Seventh, Tyler Batchelder. They're on the lead lap. Eighth is Patrick Sullivan. Ninth, Kenny Tripp. And 10th, up 30 spots from tonight, is Dwayne Robinson. Charlie Beals is 11th, up 25 positions. We're still doing, so there's a little bit confusing here. We haven't done the wave rounds yet. That is why Patrick Sullivan, Dwayne Robinson, and Kenny Tripp are getting waved around the pace car. And so we've got 70 laps to go, coming to 69 this time. This is a nice pace we're currently at right now. No, it's not nice. We have to go fast.
You know, you got to give a shout out to Dwayne. We saw him get in trouble earlier. He was involved in one of the earlier cautions. Had marched his way through the field in that 14 car, got spun. He's still up here battling, and he's now back on the lead lap in 9th place. So if I was Luke Turpin and Austin Edwards, I'd be a little worried as they go green.
We are back to green. There was 3 wide for a moment in turn 1 as Alex Gingler was letting some of the lead lap cars go by. Edwards stuck on the high side trying to get by Blake Wynn, a car that is currently in 17th, multiple laps down. Turpin gets by. Edwards gets by. He's in 2nd spot, and he's trying to set this up. Babinger and Jalbert, meanwhile, duke it out for 3rd. And a penalty. Did they just call a penalty the 999? I think they called a penalty to Shane Briggs. Thought from it was on Tyler McRae. It's on Shane Briggs. Apparently, he pinned the 04 up.
Yeah, it looked like Shane suddenly needed just ducked down. I'm not sure what happened there. I guess that was the moment that he got that penalty. But yeah, he was holding up several cars. He was not very fast on that restart after being in the top 5 earlier. He was suddenly struggling. I'm not sure if he's got damage or something else. We'll have to try and get a look at his car here in a second. But yeah, not the way he wanted this night to go after being in the top 5 early in the race.
Currently running in 26th position. His car is fine. Remember, he had the suspension issue after hitting Charlie Beals' car when his right front all of a sudden came off like it was like a Kurt Busch 2004 Homestead Miami situation. It was very odd there, and what happened, he's back in 26th, had a top 10 capable car, so it's a really tough break for Shane Briggs, not the way his night wants to go. Let's go back up front as it's about a 2-car length lead for Luke Turpin over Austin Edwards. They are approaching Dwayne Robinson in the 14. He's the last car on the lead lap, currently running in 10th. He's had a good race so far today, despite the fact that he's been in a spin or two.
Yeah, he is right on the tail end of the lead lap, though it doesn't look like he has the same speed he had earlier in the race as the leaders come around to him. But, you know, if I was Luke Turpin, I'd start worrying a little bit. If Austin Edwards gets around him, Austin's going to pick up 3rd tonight easily. 2nd place, Jordan.
Ooh. Batchelder gave a bump to Charlie Beals, telling him, hey, dude, get the heck out of the way. Beals currently running in 11th position right now. He's had a good race so far. But Batchelder in 6th position. He's got Birchmeyer right on his tail in 7th, and Batchelder gets a little bit loose in 1 and 2 as Birchmeyer closes the gap.
Yeah, there's several points battles going on as they race on track. You got the top 3 of Austin Edwards, Luke Turpin, Austin Edwards, and Jordan Babinger. They're all racing for points. You got the Tylers right behind them. They're both racing for points with each other. Actually, you got all 3 of the Tylers there.
Absolutely. We got the battle for the lead heating up as Luke Turpin and Austin Edwards are in lap traffic right now. Edwards has closed the door to about half a car length as we have about 56 laps to go here at Lanier National Speedway. Next time we come to Lanier is August 31st, but with the way this race is played out, like a little bit of confusion, a little bit of strict racing, not be surprised if, who knows, if XCAL made a schedule change or two. I don't think they'll do it, but I would not be surprised if they did.
Well, we saw at the inner loop a few weeks ago, had a lot of the same problems, and the shorter the track, the more difficulties you have, and when it happens on a patch day and these kind of issues are just cropping up here and there, these kind of problems are going to happen. Plus, you know, it is short track racing. These guys are bumping and banging off each other, and a lot of stuff can go wrong here very, very quickly. So, you know, if they come back here, that would be awesome, because while we've had the problems, the racing has been awesome.
Absolutely, it has. When we've been under the green flag, the racing's been phenomenal. These drivers put on great shows, as always. The lap traffic: Derek Colson, Art Hendren, letting the top 2 go on by. Tyler Jalbert in 30s, 1.5 seconds back on the leader in Luke Turpin. He's led the most laps so far today. That driver in the 4.54, trying to end that 4-race win streak of the driver that is behind him, and that is Austin Edwards.
He's going to have a tough time holding him off the way that Luke Turpin is. There's a car up in the wall in turns 1 and 2.
I don't have it on here on my list on who that was, but Turpin,
It was
won 3
Petey.
races. It was Zeller.
It's Zeller, and Zeller's got his right front down, and he cannot get to pit road. He is up by the wall. We'll see if he gets a tow or if he manages to make it around and get back to pit road. He's got...
He can't drive that thing. This could be a yellow or a tow possibly. He's trying everything he can do. Look at that. You see the rights are still on the car, but a right side tire is down on that 00. Remember, by the way, he's got a strike, so one more, if he gets called for, would put him in a DQ situation. He is not giving up, though.
No.
And now he gets the room to the bottom, and he's going to pull it on in. Oh, nope, now he's on the apron. He wants to make sure he pits in legally.
And
Meanwhile, for the lead, here comes Edwards underneath Turpin. They're side by side off of turn 2.
And you got...
Edwards got lap traffic on the bottom. Turpin on top doesn't.
And Turpin definitely has the advantage here, but Austin Edwards, we've seen him drop extremely low.
3 wide.
And, oh, they almost get into the 17 there.
That's Jeremy Letto there for those wondering. Turpin, though, using Kenny Tripp as a pick possibly. Turpin still has the race lead. Oh, almost has to deal with Christopher Johnson. Close situation there. Johnson lets them go. Now Turpin stuck in the middle. It's 3 wide for the lead once again.
This is going to get crazy. Hopefully everybody can hold on to it. They get back to 2 wide, but that was some crazy driving there by Luke Turpin. Austin Edwards still trying to find a way around on the bottom, and the slower 12 car would like to get out of the way, I'm sure, per the rules, but he can't. He has nowhere to go that he is not in the way right now.
Edwards just led the lap at the line by about the flare of that front bumper. They are back and forth. It is a deadlock at the stripe. That time I think you could give it to Turpin there, and they're 3 wide once again for the lead. This is amazing racing. And now here comes Jalbert into the mix here, Doug. He's closed the gap on the top 2.
This is about to get really busy. These guys are going 3 wide, just trying to get around the leader, or get around the lap cars. And Jalbert is, because they're side by side,
Oh, that was close.
And they've got the lap cars. Jalbert is loving seeing this in his mirror, and if he's smart, he can get up there, and we've seen Jalbert use that that bottom getting down on the apron. I'm betting he's going to do it again once he gets up here.
Turpin washes up the track. Edwards gets them by a door that time at the stripe, but that 454 is not giving up unless Edwards clears Turpin. He gets a little loose off of 2, and he can't clear him just yet. They're still in a drag race for the race lead.
And they've both got lap cars in front of them now in both lines, but the 16 is going to move down. We'll have to see once they get caught up, but they've got the lap traffic, and they've got Tyler Jalbert coming now as well.
The 66 clears the 454, but Turpin not giving up. Wants the outside, trying to get some rear bite off of the car on the street stocks. Now let's see how the leader can handle the lap traffic side by side in front of him. The teammates of Kenny Tripp and Patrick Sullivan. And now it's a 3-car dash for the lead. Tyler Jalbert in the mix.
And the 454 keeps drifting up just a little bit, and you know Jalbert is going to duck under as soon as he gets the opportunity. He's just going to get that nose in there, and he'll be able to get around him easily once he does. But, man, this is turning into a heck of a battle here.
Just over 30 laps to go here at Lanier National Speedway. A great race overall today. Austin Edwards looking to go back to back to back to back. He's won the last 3 races this season, coming at Southern National, South Boston, and Concord. Looking for that 4th consecutive win this season. They're working on Shane Briggs and Kenny Tripp. Turpin washes up high a little bit. That gives a little bit of a car length opened up there for Edwards for a moment.
Yeah, with the lap cars there, this could change at any moment as those 3 are just nose to tail. And there's a big pack. There's 4 lap cars right in front of him as Turpin's looking to the high side again.
Edwards just talked on Will Petey on the Real Drivers channel. He's not happy at all with this lap traffic, saying, come on, guys, get the hell out of the way. We've got a battle for the race lead happening here. Jalbert almost made a pass for second there. And now, meanwhile, while they're stuck in the lap traffic, Jordan Babinger's closed the gap now down to about a second. Don't be surprised if he's in this battle for the race lead.
Don't forget that 20 car up there on the...
Oh, Turpin bumped out. What a save! What a save by Edwards! Holy moly!
And I think we're about to see some payback when the 454 gets back up there. That was definitely a little bit sketchy.
And now that helps out Tyler Jalbert move up into the second position. So now Jalbert trying to close down on Austin Edwards. I don't know how Austin Edwards made that save, but that was incredible.
Yeah, he was very sideways, cars all around him, but he managed to save it. And as I was mentioning, we have some lap cars that are actually passing these leaders on the outside. We saw the 20 up there. He was working his way past these guys, so it's very...
Turpin underneath Jalbert, forces his way underneath them and takes the runner-up spot away. Jalbert puts the bumper on Turpin. Turpin is loose. He saves it. Jalbert underneath for the runner-up spot.
26 laps to go. These guys are beating and banging their way around. Austin Edwards is loving seeing this battle behind him. He's opened up a little bit of a gap now as they do it, and now Turpin gets right back to the back bumper. Doesn't give it to him yet, but I don't know how much longer they're going to be patient about this.
I don't know why they are being invading each other like that, because they were in the battle for the race lead, and that's helping Edwards pull away, but he's still stuck with Kenny Tripp and the 96 of Ryan Seams. A car spun in 4, that's Jeremy Leto, and now I think Edwards should get a run on the bottom here by Tripp.
Joe Campbell just spun coming out of turn 4, cautions out.
And that's for Joe Campbell in the 4. Leto's also involved. This is in turn 4. My goodness, what a race that was.
And it looks like Joe just got down on the apron a little too much, spun around. I think he was trying to duck low because of the spun car up high, and that's what brought us under caution.
That's a tough break for Joe Campbell indeed. 2-car spin brings the yellow flag out. We're going to take one final break here. You will not miss a thing when we come back. Stay with us. Welcome back to the XCAL Racing $2 Tuesday series. It is the Sim Racer Coin 350. Under 20 laps to go, and if you've just joined us, you just missed an amazing battle for the lead between Austin Edwards, Tyler Jalbert, and Luke Turpin. Waves are coming shortly. We can tell you this, though. Christopher Johnson was just disqualified. Jordan Babinger gets a wave around. So he was a lap down, I believe. Unless he pitted for 4 fresh tires. I think that was the situation there. We're extending the yellow here, but final fifth. Looks like we'll have about 15 laps to go to green. Who do you got, Edwards, Jalbert, or Turpin, or the field?
You know what? Everybody behind him just went to pit road. Jordan Babinger is going to be back there with fresh tires, as is Batchelder. It's really going to be a tough call. But the way Turpin and Edwards are going, there's no telling these two could end up crumpled up in a wall before this thing's all said and done.
Absolutely. So, are the lights off? Looks like we're going green. Looks like we're going green this time from the looks of it here. Tyler Jalbert leads, Austin Edwards second. Here we go. Back to green we go. 16 to go.
And they've got the 53, a lap car right there on the inside.
And that could help out Jalbert here, but no, Edwards may go 3 wide for the lead. He goes to the apron. Jalbert washes up the track. Batchelder got it, Edwards, and Edwards got turned. He's on the wall, and this is going to cause a flurry of a wreck.
And
Austin Edwards got a piece of the action there. I don't know how much that's going to affect his car, but the yellow is back out. Let's watch Batchelder.
and they get through. Obviously, driving down the inside didn't work that time around. Several cars got caught up after the initial spin. The 53 was at the tail end of the lead lap. He's now going to lose a lap, and a lot of chaos came out of that one.
Stoddard got involved too. We saw Matt Beer get a piece of it. I think he was just trying to avoid it up on the outside. And I think just in a stack-up situation, Leto just got into him.
And it looks like Tyler Gelbert took advantage. He is now to the lead. Luke Turpin in second. Just barely managed to clear it. At first, I thought Luke Turpin might have caught a little bit of the 53, but he did not. He got by clean. Austin Edwards in the 66. He's going to still be in third, but he's going to have a lot of lap cars between him. I don't think we're going to see anybody come to pit road at this point. And the added fact that we're almost to the point where no matter what happens, no cautions will be thrown. 5 laps to go. Nothing will bring the caution.
Should be no more wave arounds either, keep in mind. So it looks like a 4-car shootout for the race win between Tyler Jalbert, Luke Turpin, Austin Edwards, and Jordan Babinger. This should be a good battle to the end. Looking at Austin Edwards' chase angle, I don't think he had something happen, or well, didn't have that much damage. Oh, he just got an EOL! They called it a racing deal. Batchelder and Edwards just got an EOL penalty, and it looks like the 100% streak of Austin Edwards in the top 2 may have just vanished.
And the interesting part is while he'll be going to the back, he will be at the tail end of the longest line. Jordan Babinger is now going to be up here in third. So it'll be Gelbert, Turpin, and Babinger. And those will be the only 3 cars in contention. There is no way Austin Edwards can come storming back up here.
That's an unfortunate break there for Austin Edwards there. Let's see here. Waiver rounds go to Kenny Tripp, Patrick Sullivan, and Dwayne Robinson. Those are the final waiver rounds of this race. Lights are off the pace truck. 1 lap to go before we go the green flag. We're going to have 8 to go when we take the green. Tyler Jalbert, Luke Turpin, Jordan Babinger in your top 3. And I think we are extending it again. Nope. Yep, we're extending it again this time. Lights are on the pace car. So Sullivan can get around the pace car.
And Dwayne Robinson just got a lap back. He is the first car lap down. He is in 7th place. Great job by him tonight after starting in 40th. He may finish this a lap down, but he's going to finish it in the top 10. And just one heck of a run out of that car, as we've not seen him up front at all this season.
So here we go. It's going to be a 7-lap shootout between the top 3, Jalbert, Turpin, Babinger, or even Kenny Tripp. Here we go. Green flag is back out. Turpin on the outside on Tyler Jalbert. Now Turpin should be able to get a run here down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. They're side by side for the lead, coming to 6 to go. Tyler Jalbert looking for win 1 of the season, but Turpin gets loose on the bottom. Down on the apron he goes, he saves it, and now he's got to deal with Babinger for second.
And it looked like Turpin got into the back of Jalbert there, but now he's going to the outside looking for that high line. We've seen the 04 on the bottom all night. We'll see if he can hang on to it down there. We've got a wrecked car. The 04 gets into the...
Number 21. Oh, it's got damage, and Turpin takes the lead. Oh, no.
The 04 is still fighting back, but he is missing at least part of his front bumper. He's about to get...
He's looking on Babinger.
He gives Babinger the chrome horn there. And he is still trying. Babinger fights back there.
Babinger with him, and Jalbert got into the wall.
Luke Turpin is going to run away with this one here in the final laps. 3 laps to go. He's got a huge lead. Nobody can touch him. Babinger is going straight again. He is up to second. Turpin is in the wall. He cannot do anything. He can't get the car.
And he got Johnny B. Johnny B gets turned. This is turned into a rampage. 2 to go, and Luke Turpin's going to run away with it. Oh, he almost got hit from Johnny B.
Holy crap.
White flag in the air, 1 lap to go, and Luke Turpin looks like he's going to end the win streak of Austin Edwards.
And
Off
extend
of
his
turn
points
4.
lead here.
The 4th win this season goes to Luke Turpin.
Wow. Luke
Oh my
Turpin was
gosh.
having to avoid so much those last 3 laps. So many cars all over the place. I'm
Now they're having the demo derby.
getting started a little bit early with that one, I'd imagine. There is the 04 Tyler Gilbert, and I imagine a few cars are going to be coming and saying hello to him, like the 48 and possibly a few others. It looks like Luke Turpin has a right front down. He was in the wall a lot. He cannot get that car to wheel around. Jordan Babinger comes home second with heavy damage. He's going to go ahead and go.
We're listening to race control right now. They are not happy with the drivers at all with how those final 5 laps went down. I'd be mad at the 21 if I'm Tyler Jalbert. That is just absolutely, that's a tough break. Jalbert had that first win in the bag from the looks of it.
Yeah, he really did. I don't think anybody could have got to him the way things were transpiring behind him, and then suddenly that 21 car just doesn't hold his brakes as the leaders are coming around and made the wrong call, and that ruined his race.
We need a breather after that. That was just absolutely crazy. We've got your top 3 here in the green room, so we'll get to them shortly. Give us one moment here as we get them all set. Top 3 is all getting in here. We'll start off with the guy that... We're going to start off with the guy that finished in 3rd position here, Kenny Tripp. First off, Kenny, I'm going to start off with what happened in the green flag of the race. What in the world happened?
My computer decided to crash.
Oh, no. Right from the... How did you come up to 3rd, man? That was absolutely insane.
Well, staying out of trouble for one and just trying to pick one at a time and super strategy under pitting. And I don't know. I suck at pit strategy, and I just was able to stay out of trouble tonight. But I think I'm going to start the RIF more often because I kind of do well.
Yeah. You got anything, Doug?
Man, no, that was just one heck of a run at starting dead last, coming through the field. One of only a couple of drivers. I think the only other driver to pull off that much gain was Dwayne Robinson. But I got to ask, you had several wrecks happen right in front of you and managed to just avoid all of it. Were you running a higher line earlier in the race?
No, that was actually just downright shit luck. I just ran the same line as I did all weekend. I did that last lap. I did get into Austin a little bit. I haven't had a podium finish this year. I'm itching. I'm hungry, and I wanted to spoil his night a little bit. And early in the race, he picked up on a wheel PD and said I was blocking, which I was not. I was on the lead lap and trying to race my race. So I apologize for Edwards, but dude, I'm hungry. I need this.
That was much needed there for you. Who do you want to thank tonight?
I got to first thank Mainly Mobile Truck Service out of Auburn, Maine, Josh Doobie, my team, Tyler Gilbert, Tyler Batchelder, Brandon Varney, Patrick Sullivan. We all work together. We all work very hard. We spend a lot of time on this, and this is definitely much needed.
All right, we will let you go, man. Congratulations on a great comeback. Nice run from you tonight.
Thanks. I'm damn tired.
All right. We apologize for the language, by the way. It's colorful language. We actually have Tyler Jalbert in here. Tyler, obviously you're frustrated. First win coming in. Just your comment on Hendren, and please, I'll just tell you this: we're on broadcast. Please, do not swear.
Oh yeah, it was a pretty rough way to end the night. I'll put it that way.
Simple as that. Doug, you got anything else?
No, man. Just sorry to see that you had a heck of a run coming, and that had to hurt there at the end. But you managed to save a little bit of position there. Still came home with a decent finish. So congratulations on that.
Yeah, thank you. Made the best I could out of it.
Yeah, we feel bad for you there, Jalbert. We're gonna let you go. Get on back into this room here. I hope that's the right one. I'm not too sure, but let's go to the guy that came home in 2nd spot. Let's turn him up here, Jordan Babinger. Babinger, good run from you. Just take us through what happened.
Oh yeah, the snapmobile.shop car was pretty fast tonight, but me and Luke had new tires there. We had right sides, and I knew the 04 didn't. But I don't know though. I seen the 04 was on my got on my inside. He was way under the yellow, had me dead sideways going down the backstretch. So that kind of took me out of running with Luke. But we had a great run tonight.
Yeah. Doug, you got anything?
Man, you really didn't have to worry about tire strategy and fuel strategy tonight. Had you had a longer green flag run, would you have had anything for the leaders?
No, I don't think so. I had about, I think, a top 3, top 4 car speed wise. But if it was a long green flag with the lap cars, they were coming into play. So I was starting to run them down a little bit on that last little 30 lap stretch we had. But yeah, I just want to thank you, XCAL and K2 Sauce and Butt Kicker for all their support and everything you guys do for putting these races on. Really appreciate it.
All right, Jordan, we'll let you go. Congrats on a great second place run tonight.
Yep, thanks a lot, guys.
So that's Babinger there, and now we are going to talk with your race winner, Luke Turpin. Turpin, first off, before we talk about the race, apologies if I put you and Jalbert into a conversation. I moved Jalbert into the wrong room there, so I don't know if you guys had some bad blood against each other with the contact. But first, let's talk about the race win. This one was much needed after these past 2 races. Just how did that happen?
Man, I'll be honest with you, Marty. Like, as you saw, you probably saw I didn't do any burnouts. This is the most disappointing win that I've ever got. Like, I think the right car won the race, yeah, but how it was done, it's just the disrespect in the top group. It's just bad, dude. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I understand what you mean, man. That was definitely an absolute crazy, insane race. Before the final restart, or I should say the penultimate restart, you, Jalbert, Edwards had a great battle for the lead. Had a few chrome horns happening. You saved it. Edwards saved it a little bit. Just those laps though. That's got to be a positive though of the race. You guys just having a little bit of contact, but keeping it straight, not wrecking each other, not dumping each other. Just some good hard racing there for that race lead.
Yeah, definitely. Austin, Jalbert, and then Jordan at the end there. We were going to have a great race. It's just disappointing. Like I said, I think the right car won the race, but how it got done is so disappointing. Like I tried miking up, but I was muted. 81 to 82, they're just ruining the race. Like with 100 to go, they just need to get out the way. Like wake up, there's a race going on. And then what happened to Jalbert at the end there on that last 3-4 laps? That's disappointing. He should have probably won, if things would have played out normal. But what led to all that is it's just terrible, man. It needs to be better. There's groups of people that can run together, and then there's people that try to put their finger in there and they don't belong.
Doug, you got anything?
Man, just congratulations. What a heck of a win. You open up your points lead just a little bit over Babinger, but him coming home second, it's not a huge gap in the points lead. But Octavio Rondoletto earlier in the race, he was a lot faster than you and had some bad luck. Are you worried about that 77 car coming forward? Because he's been charging up in the points the last few weeks.
No, I mean, like I said, everybody tries hard. Everybody's in the work. I've been running this for a long time. I've gathered up a lot of wins, so I come to the racetrack to win every time. So I feel like I can just continue to stretch it. And as my boy Nate Diaz would say, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
We apologize for the language on Turpin. 2 more questions for you, Luke, before we let you go. Number 1, next week, the All-Star race. You're battling for a butt kicker. That should be a fun one at MIS.
Man, you know how I like the restrictor plate tracks. You'll just see me floating around 5th, 15th, 1 to 2 to go. We'll be there.
Absolutely. Finally, who you want to thank tonight?
I'd like to thank everybody that puts on the race, man. Everybody puts in so much effort to get this thing right. And I think if anything, I want to thank Aaron, you guys up in the booth, Doug and Marty, my teammates, Greg and Matt. I don't think they had the greatest nights. All the admins that try to keep these drivers under control. I think there's a couple people that just need to wake up. That's about it. That's all I got, man.
All right, Luke, we will let you go. Congratulations on the win, man.
Thank you.
So that's Luke Turpin. Let's confirm to Hellebusch. We are all done. Hang on a second. We are done. I'm on Will PD, my bad. Someone tell Hellebush we're done. Do the demo.
Looks like some of them have.
Aaron, we're done. All right, so we are all set to go. As they demo it up, we'll give you the official results, the final results. Luke Turpin gets the win. Jordan Babinger takes second. Kenny Tripp third. Austin Edwards fourth. Patrick Sullivan fifth. Tyler Jalbert sixth. Seventh, Tyler Batchelder. Dwayne Robinson eighth. Tyler McCurry ninth. Greg Holes 10th. Trevor Birchmeyer 11th. Charlie Beals 12th. John Friley 13th. Kendrick Cryer 14th. Blake Wynn 15th. Joel Campbell 16th. Travis Sukup 17th. Chris Spangler 18th, or Spangler, excuse me. Jose Gaudino 19th, and Jeremy Leto comes home in 20th. Ryan Seams 21st, Logan Jones 22nd, Robert Colgan 23rd, John Brancaccio 24th, 25th is Shane Briggs, 26th Matt Bear, 27th Alex Skangler, 28th Art Hendren, 29th PDJ Zeller, 30th Christopher Johnson, 31st Derek Colson, 32nd Chase Johnson, 33rd Mike Stoddard, 34th Octavio Rondeletto, 35th Brandon Varney, 36th Sean Andrews, 37th Sean Patrick, 38th Aiden Murray, 39th Gregorio Emiliano Dorso, and 40th Jonathan Schwartz. So another XCAL rule change, by the way, just for this week. Drivers have 30 minutes to submit protests instead of the normal 2 hours they have, as the demo derby is going down on the back straightaway. Next week, we've got the All-Star Race, a battle for a butt kicker gamer 2, and Luke Turpin already eligible to make it in. That will be a fun one, fun week of festivities, Monday and Tuesday. Doug, as we end, final thoughts.
Well, I mean, it was we had a lot of green flag runs for about 320 some odd laps, and then suddenly the everybody just opened it up, and it got a little bit crazy. A heck of a battle for the win there at the end, and some surprises on the last 5 laps. And obviously, XCAL rules no cautions after the 5 to go. That definitely impacted Tyler Jalbert here tonight. And just a wild one there at the end. Very clean early and wild at the end.
Absolutely. We can tell you a lot of drivers are not happy. Jalbert is mad at Art. Let's see here if any other drivers are also mad at each other. I'm checking here. A lot of drivers are saying sorry. Kendrick Cryer not happy at someone. Austin Edwards is not happy at someone. Let's see here. Shout out to Dwayne Robinson's buddy for this liking the stream. He loved the final 50 laps in that race. Let's see here. What else here? I think that's all we got right now from what we know in the Discord chat. So that will do it for us here tonight. We will see you next week on How to Suck at iRacing for Michigan International Speedway All-Star coverage of XCAL Racing. Again, I'd like to thank all of our sponsors for XCAL coverage all season long, including Butt Kicker, K2 Sauce, Sim Racer Coin, SnapMobile.shop, Tri-E Inc., and Sim Racer Coin, the title sponsor of today's race. Sim Racing Esports meets crypto and blockchain technology. Earn Sim Racer Coins, buy setups, paints, coaching, or join realistic leagues. Learn more at simracercoin.org. Sim Racer Coin. Racing is life. That is going to do it for us here tonight from Virtual Lanier. On behalf of Doug Burns, my broadcast partner, I'm Marty Sakala. The following broadcast has been a production of XCAL Racing, the premier street stock league in iRacing. Congratulations to Luke Turpin, win 4 of the season, and it comes at Lanier National Speedway.